Now tonight, an exclusive story of a dog who saved her owner's life after he fell and broke his hip.
KREM 2's Christian Garza sat down with Gita and her owner, Keith, to talk about the day that proved dogs really are man's best friend.
It was here at this cabin in the middle of Stevens County where Gita rescued her owner, Keith Johnson, ultimately saving his life after he rescued her 13 years ago as a puppy.
She knew I needed help and she knew what she needed to do to get it.
It was a day that started just like any other, but it would soon become a day Keith Johnson would never forget.
It occurred to me that I might die out there.
On Wednesday, September 25th, Keith woke up to the sound of his continuous glucose machine telling him his blood sugar was low. But while on the way to the fridge to get some juice, he noticed his dog Gita needed to go outside.
And I thought Gita and I would both just pee and come back inside.
But Gita had other plans.
Instead, she wanted to go off down toward the woods.
Keith got about 20 or 30 feet from his cabin when he decided to turn around and head back. That's when he suddenly felt dizzy and fell right here, breaking his hip.
I was there 6.5 hours.
Waiting for someone to help him.
I would call for help and Gita would come over. And finally she decided she needed to act on that.
Jumping into action just like Lassie would do.
I found her laying across the center lines. She just stood up and looked at me, and she looked back towards the driveway and then looked at me, and then she took off up the driveway.
Getting the attention of Deputy Colton Wright, bringing him back to help her dad.
I was immensely relieved that I'd been saved, and then I discovered that it was Gita.
When I was standing at the truck and I looked this way, I could see Keith laying here with his hand in the air, calling out for help. I ran down to Keith. I asked him, are you okay? Like, what hurts? He told me that his leg hurt. So I ran back up to my truck, got on the radio and asked for medical to respond and hung out with him here until EMS arrived.
He said, your dog's a hero. She saved your life today. And that was my first thought too.
Keith says he's grateful the world gets to see just how special Gita is. The sheriff's office Facebook post about Gita's heroism went viral overnight.
People are giving credit where credit is due to Gita.
While the road to recovery is still a long ways away, Keith is making good progress here at Providence St. Joseph Medical Center, with frequent visits from his best friend. Christian Garza.
There's your daddy. Oh, look at that happy tail.
KREM 2 News.
What a good girl.
Story of the week right there, right?
Yeah,
Nice
for
work,
sure.
Gita.